everybody, happy Sunday. I hope that wherever you are and whatever you are doing, you are having an amazing day. I'm back in the greenhouse. Confession time. I'm actually recording this on Thursday this week because you've got the atmospheric river on the way. That's going to mean we're going to have lots of rain this Saturday and Sunday. And so I don't want to film a Sunday musing outside in the wet. So we're starting in the greenhouse. Things are progressing really nicely. Look at that. Tomatoes are really starting to take off, and that means that we're going to have to put the big greenhouse up when the weather actually slows down or becomes nicer, I guess. So this week I've been very busy. We started something we'd never done before at Transport Evolved. We transitioned to a 4-day work week just to try it out. I am a workaholic. I work too much. It's something that I have been criticised for a lot over the years. In fact, lots of people have held interventions for me over the years because I work too much. And so I decided to kind of take control and look at changing how I work. And we've got a couple of team members who would prefer to work 4 days a week instead of 5. And so we went to 10-hour work days where we're doing 4 10-hour work days instead of 5 8-hour work days. I'd love us to all just work 4 8-hour work days, but at the moment that's not possible. But it meant that on Wednesday, which is yesterday when I'm filming this, I was able to have the day off, and I came in, I was able to clean up all of the grass that had grown in here, able to sort out some of the plants. We've got some grass seed that had come from the really long grass, but everything's growing really nicely. Look, we've got peppers here. This is a tomatillo that I picked up a couple of weeks back, doing really well. We've got some watermelons, cucumbers of varying sorts. My British cucumbers are just doing amazingly. Different types of tomatoes. We have all the different types of tomatoes in here. And my geranium connection, which are doing very nicely. And they really like it in the greenhouse. This one in particular just keeps blooming all the time. More and more flowers, which is wonderful. So there we go. Obviously, I know not everybody who watches the channel likes doing the whole Sunday musing gardening thing, but this is on the second channel, so screw it. I'm going to show you. All of my potatoes are doing well. I was able to cut the grass, which is fantastic because our grass has been pretty terrible. Everything is looking really nice. Even the borders, even the mint, which just will not stop growing. I've got a lot of work to do, but with the weather coming, obviously, you know, I can't do everything. And one of the reasons, one of the bonuses of going to a 4-day work week is that I get an extra day in the week where I can just chill out and do things that I really want to do, like gardening. And certainly that's helped my mental state. It's meant that I've actually been able to stay better focused. And obviously this is just 1 week in, and I am recording this on Thursday, but I'm already starting to work on my Friday 10 news roundup, which actually goes out on a Saturday. It's not even 5 o'clock yet, and I just feel so much more refreshed. Today, we filmed a review this morning of the Veloave Ranger FMTB3 fat bike. Sorry, birds up. We're making lots of noise. We filmed that in like 2 hours. We've been super productive. But anyway, you don't want to hear about that. You want to know what I want to talk to you about today. And that is not chickens, which are doing very well and still cooped up. I want to talk to you today about, would you buy an electric car without gadgets? Would you spend less money buying an electric car that didn't have onboard telematics, didn't have maybe CarPlay or Android Auto, didn't have over-the-air software updates, had just a traditional old-fashioned analog gauge with your state of charge, not even a guessometer, just your state of charge and your speed and warning lights for other things. And the atmospheric rain has just come, or the atmospheric river, sorry. I would love to know if that's something that you would be interested in, because In the comments section for our videos, we are regularly told by people, I would buy a much more basic entry-level vehicle if one existed. Car companies say that people don't want it. And so there is, as far as I can tell, I'm going to shelter under here, a bit of a disconnect between what people say they want and what they actually want. Now, personally, I love gadgets. I love technology. I have, a car on order, a truck on order, which is going to have a massive touchscreen display. It's going to have CarPlay. It's going to be able to do semi-autonomous driving. Sorry. It's going to be able to send me a text message when it's finished charging. And I like that, and I've, good case in point, I'm the kind of person who this week decided to integrate my heat pumps with Apple Home. So my Apple Home kit now controls the AC and the heat pump. They're not even designed to work with Apple Home, but because there are third-party cool people on the internet who figured out how to do it, I've managed to leverage the work that they've done and implement it into my home automation setup. So yes, I like all of the gadgets and the bells and whistles, but there's also something to be said for having a very basic, very analog experience with a car. I used to own a RAV4 EV, and it didn't have a gasometer, it just had a battery gauge. And as you drive the car, as you learn to use the car, you get more and more comfortable with what the car is capable of doing. You get more comfortable with its strengths and weaknesses. And my dog is being called back by my wife. I have Ghost. It's all good. Ghost has come to find me. Did you just have your supper? He's like, yeah, I came outside to do a poop. And then I heard you, so I came to see you instead. Which is totally a Ghost thing. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, so I enjoyed having that analog experience. I think in a lot of ways, a less digital car with, none of that connectivity, none of that fancy bells and whistles, means that you're actually a less distracted driver. You pay more attention to the road ahead. You're more likely to be in tune with what your vehicle is capable of doing. And I would argue in some ways that might be easier. Now, obviously, you lose some advanced safety features, and I'm not saying make a vehicle with no safety features. I'm saying make a vehicle that appeals more to the analog side. Make a vehicle that you interact with in a way that makes you feel that there's not 1,000,001 buttons, that things are not going to suddenly change overnight with the next software update. And I can't help but wonder if for a lot of people who drive cars around the world, that type of EV would be more appealing. We've talked about this before on the channel, and I'm kind of revisiting it because I know that the channel has grown, I know that the audience changes, and I also know that attitudes change over time. So a couple of years ago, I know a lot of people were very anti-autonomous vehicle, and now many, many more people are like, yeah, I could see that being a positive experience, sign me up. So I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments below. I am going to go inside before the weather starts to get really bad. I wanted to fix my gutters, but unfortunately, that's not going to happen this time round. And that probably means we're going to have rain just pouring over the gutter. We didn't get to do our gutters last autumn for various reasons, and so we're a little bit behind on that. Anyway, there we go. That's it for today. If you liked the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to leave your thoughts below in our free to join Discord chat room. Is an alternative that you can use. There are links in the video description, or of course you can just leave the comments below. That's also totally okay. And if you really like this video, why not leave us a super thanks? Super easy to do, and everything you do send our way goes to help growing the channel. If you would like a more generalized roundup from the world of cleaner, greener, safer and smarter vehicles, do hop over to the main channel and subscribe. so that you watch our TEN News Roundup show every Saturday. If you didn't watch yesterday's, go watch it now. It's totally awesome. Oh, and by the way, make sure you watch our BMW i4 eDrive 40 review, which also went live not long ago. It went live on Friday. Great video. We had fun making it. I am sure you're going to have fun watching it. Thanks to the entire crew of people who make TE possible, and thanks on behalf of those people to you guys who support the channel. The folks on my right are our $15 to $49 a month supporters, and special thanks to our $50 a month supporters. They are Chris Max or Pedro Muro-Pinheiro, Patrick Boyarski, Bennett Elder, Brian Newton, Dave Kitchen, Michael Goad, Ricky Leon, Andrew Martin, Guido Drahota, Brophy, Wolf, Tasla in the Gong, Gordon C, Stephen O'Donoghue, Carl Hodgson, Anthony Coates, Regine Fellows, Rory Litwin, Jim Burness, Chris Ascenta, Chris and Michael Johnson, Peter Dillinger and Danny Hyde, and of course, our absolute ultimate gratitude to our top tier supporters. They include Anonymous Freak, Marcel Ward, Reggie Watts, Joe Bresney, Reed R, JP Fagerback, Russ, Will Graylin, Matthew Drobnak, John Lyons, Andrew Glenn, Paul Conway, Laura Reynolds, Ellery Hensley, and Ian. If you'd like to be part of that amazing list, you will find links below to Patreon, where you can support us there, or you can hit the join button on the main Transport Evolved channel. And don't forget, you can also support us by sending us Ko-fi or by buying some cool swag from our swag store. And if you can't afford anything financially, just know that watching the video and interacting with it and sharing it really makes a major difference. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for joining Ghost, who is right here. Ghost, we are finished. Oh, yes, we are indeed finished. And I don't even know if you can hear me anymore, but thanks for watching. And until next time, keep evolving.